Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to this session. Yeah, let's solve a problem on LinkedList that can be found in October-November 2024, question number 3. The question states, a linked list stores positive integer data in a 2D array. So the linked list stores the data in a 2D array. The first dimension of the array stores the integer data. So the first column, so we have a 2D array. So that means the first column stores the data. The second dimension of the array stores the pointer to the next node. So the second column stores the pointer to the next node. Okay, I hope you guys understand this. A linked list with node with a linked list node with no data is initialized with -1. That means when the linked list has no data, the initial value is -1. The nodes are linked together as an empty list. So all the nodes are linked together as an empty list. They are all empty lists, but they are already linked together with the initial value of -1, -1, -1, -1, but all linked together. I hope you understand that. In pointer of -1 identifies that the node is the last node. So that means that this is the first node pointing to this node, pointing, pointing, pointing. So the last node will always point towards -1. I hope you understand. So if this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that means the first node is pointing to index 1, the second node is pointing to index 2, third will point to index 3, fourth will point to index 4, while the last one, if there are 4 nodes, will point to index of -1, telling us that this node is the last node. I hope you guys understand that. The linked list can store 20 nodes. That means there is maximum number of 20 nodes. That means instead of 4 nodes, like I said here, we can have the nodes up to the 20th node. So that means if this is index 0, 1, 2, then it goes to index what? Index 19. So index 19. That means the first node points to index 1, index 2, second points to index 3, and the 18th node, the 19th node points to index 19, which is also -1 because it will be empty. And this index 19 will point to what? -1. So this is the last node. I hope you guys understand this. So it says a global 2D array, linked list. We have a global 2D array called linked list. It stores the linked list. Linked list is initialized as an empty list. So this 2D array is initialized as empty list. That means all data value is initialized as -1. The data in each node is initialized as -1. Like I said earlier, each node's pointer stores the index of the next node. Each node's pointer stores the index of the next. That is, each node points to the next node. So the pointer of each node stores the index of the next node. That means this is the first node. Its pointer stores 1. The next node, the pointer stores 2, etc. Okay. The global variable, there is another variable called first empty. First empty stores the index of the first element in the empty list. That means this stores the index of the first element in the empty list. What does this mean? Let's take a look at this because you must understand this before you move forward. I hope you understand this. Now, good. If you take a look at this data, this 2D array, at index 0, the data is empty, pointing to index 1. So this is the first empty list, the first empty node or the first empty space, because -1 means that space is empty. So this is the first empty. I hope you understand that. So for first empty to be equal to 0, that means this is the first empty is equal to 0. So if you fill this space now, let's take for example, this is filled with 5. So what do you think will be the first empty? That will be index 1 because in this node points to index 1. I hope you understand. This node points to index 1. That means index 1 will now be the first empty because this is now the first empty value. So if you now fill this with, let's say, 7, it points to index 2. That means the first empty is now index 2, and so on. I hope you understand. So that means when it gets to index 19, when it gets to index 18, which is the 19th value, of course, if you fill it with, let's say, for example, a value that is, let's say, 2, the next node it points to will be 19 according to this illustration, isn't it? So that means the value of first empty will be equal to index 19 because it's pointing to index 19. That means you can add it, that is, there's still an empty space at index 19. Say the value, let's take for example 99, is saved at index 19. So what do you think will be the first empty value? It will be -1. What does that imply? That means the list is full. So remember, the last node, when the last node should point to index of -1, indicating that it is the last node. That means the list is full. So that means first empty will save the index of the first node of the next node of the next empty node. I repeat, first empty will save the index of the next empty node. So I am redescribing that variable to my own context. Because if you take a look at this illustration, it says the global variable first empty stores the index of the first element in the empty list. So when I went through this empty list, I realized that in another words, you can say first empty stores the index of the next empty node. Because if you take a look at this, according to this diagram, if no value has been added, the next empty node is index 0. And that was why it was initialized to 0, isn't it? If you fill this space, the next empty node will be what? Index 1, and so on, like I have illustrated earlier. I hope this is well understood. Now, the next one now says, so you can see initialize to 0, like we have seen here. The global variable first node stores the index of the first element in the linked list. This stores the index of the first element. So for now, there is no element in the linked list because everything is empty. Like there is no data in the linked list. So first node is initialized to -1 because there is no data. So if I add 5 here, that means the first node is equal to 0 because first node stores the index of the first element in the linked list. I hope this is well understood. It stores the index of the first element in the linked list. So now that there's no element on the linked list, so the value of first node to be equal to -1. So the question says, write program code for the main program to declare and initialize. To declare, you have to initialize linked list, first node, and first empty. So let's do that in Visual Studio Code now. So the first thing is to write the global, linked list, first node, and first empty. Okay. The question says they are all global variables. Then the next thing is to initialize linked list. Okay. Let's initialize linked list. So to initialize linked list, we are going to write for num in the range of 20. That means we are going to loop how many times? 20 times. Then don't forget, this list is empty. We created the list and I created the list and wrote a comment to declare. So I'm going to run this 20 times. So I can have 20 index. Don't forget, the value of num will start from 0, from index 0. So I'm going to append this with -1 and num plus 1. So what will this give to me? Okay. Now, the first index is index 0. What is the data? -1. All the index has data value of -1. You can see that I have -1 in the first column, isn't it? The second column is now what? Is now the index of the next location, the next index, pointing to the next index. So since num is 0, then I have to add 1 so that it becomes num plus 1. Now, before you move forward, try and note something. By the time you get to index 18, it is still -1, then 19. If you get to index 19, it becomes -1 and what? And 20, which is against this. It should not be 20. It should be what? It should be -1. If you are not sure, when you write this, please just print it. Just print the array. Print linked list. Just print the array if you are not sure. Print. Okay. When you print, you can see this is the 0 index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then minus 119, which is the 18th index, like I said earlier. Then the 19th index is now equal to what? 20. It should be equal to what? Minus 1. To show that that is the last node, it should not be 20 according to this question. So that means I need to change the second column of index 19 to minus 1. So that means I need to write linked list of 19 to be equal to minus 1. Just change the second column of index 19 to minus 1. Then run your code again. Then linked list of linked list of num 19 rather. Num 19, that is 0, 1. That is no 19 19 1 rather 19 1. That is row 19 column 1. Is that understood? Row 19 column 1, because this is row 19, then column 1, because this is column 0 column 1. Okay, so when you run your code now, then you should get this as minus 1 minus 1. So that is now correct. So you have to use that to confirm if your if your code is right or wrong. So let's move to the next question.